The Nintendo Switch 2 has now been out for a little bit, and if you're anything like me, you've probably noticed that moving around that dock can be quite a hassle. It's flimsy, the back falls apart pretty easy, and it's really just frustrating to move around. However, you also probably don't want to always be playing the console in handheld mode or in your dedicated video game room, wherever that may be. So I've been on the hunt for the best third-party dock, and it just so happened that today's video sponsor happens to be making third-party docks, and they sent me one for review. I'm not paid or anything, so these opinions are my own. However, I do think it has solved my dock issue at least. So today we're going to be talking about the Antank S3 Max. Just look at it here. It's really nice. It's really sleek. There's lots of features of this that we're going to get to here in a second. I just want to talk about the design quality and the product itself, really. I think it looks amazing. It's got your default blue and red, that kind of the Switch colors, but the fact that it's black, it fits in everything. Like, all my furniture is black. I can just put it anywhere. It fits, it's not intrusive, it looks nice, it just gets the job done. It also has some pretty impressive technology underneath. It features 4K at 120 Hz output with clear visuals. It supports up to 100 watt PD fast charging. The back features an HDMI cord, 2 USB-A's and a USB-C for charging. There's also the one-click mode button on the back where you can instantly switch between TV and tabletop mode. I didn't test this part out, but they did tell me that in testing that it actually charges faster and produces less heat than the official Switch 2 dock, which is actually really cool. But with the introduction out the way, what's it actually like to play on this thing? Let's get into it. I play my Nintendo Switch 2 a lot when I'm at work, so it's very convenient to have tabletop mode. Now, I don't work from an office or anything, I work from home, but I do oftentimes will go to coffee shops or random places around town to actually work, so I'm actually kind of feeling like I'm doing a real job. And since it's powered by USB-C, it's so convenient to be able to just plop it up on the table and just play. Now, I also travel a lot, and this has not yet been put through its paces traveling for me, but it's so small and it fits in my everyday carry backpack, and it takes very little room at all. It honestly takes less room than a water bottle. So this is definitely going to be a part of my everyday carry moving forward when I leave the house, and I know I'm going to be gone for long periods of time. And if you were wondering, yes, it actually is very sturdy. Sometimes it's actually kind of difficult to get the Switch 2 out of it. Now, it doesn't scratch the screen or anything if you were wondering about that. It's just a very nice fit, and it's really what the Nintendo Switch official dock should have been, because if you've been playing around with it, that thing falls over all the time. The Switch will just fly out. It wasn't built that sturdy, all things considered. So to be able to have a third-party dock that is just immaculate when it comes to being actually usable and actually playable. Obviously, you're not going to be moving it around a lot, but let's say you're moving it around on your desk a little bit. You don't want it to fall out and just interrupt your game or possibly damage the connecting ports. You don't want to do that. One of the major issues I had with third-party docks on the Nintendo Switch 1 was that they would be laggy and trail behind. However, from my testing and testing I've seen online from other people who've tested this product, it seems that that's not a problem at all with this. It is snappy, it is quick. Now, a lot of times I'll be at work and I'll be doing meetings, because obviously, if you've ever seen anything or any of the memes or jokes about being an engineer in the information technology space, you know there is a lot of meetings, a lot of sitting around. So I'll be in the middle of a meeting talking about some nonsense that I don't even really understand, and I'll just have, this connected to my other monitor, and I'll just be playing Fortnite. They'll be talking about important things about multi-billion-dollar projects, and I'm just playing Fortnite, doing my thing. Once again, the 2 USB ports in the back are very convenient because you can charge your Pro Controller that way. Again, bringing back to its portability, I actually very much appreciate how easy it is to pick up and go with this thing. I have my game room in my living room. So my living room is where I play all my games, but I don't always want to play games in the living room because that's also where my computer desk is for my PC gaming, but also I connect my work computer to that. So sometimes I just want to disconnect, so I'll go to my bedroom to play games, and for the most part, I've been doing this for the last little bit. I'll put the Rogue Ally X in its dock, and then I'll just play. But now being able to play my Nintendo Switch and not have to fiddle around with the Rogue Ally to be able to play easily docked games within my bedroom, that is amazing. I don't know the name of the plastic that they use or the material, but I live in the desert. It gets very dusty where I live, and because of that, there is dust, lint, particles all over the house all the time. There's nothing I can do to prevent that. So the fact that this is the type of material that's very easy and clean to wipe off with a baby wipe or something, it's very convenient, and I do very much appreciate that, because it is very much a hassle to clean off the dust from the official Switch 2 dock. Now, outside of its main uses, it's actually a really cool display piece, because obviously you can be charging the Nintendo Switch all the time. You could throw up some kind of little, I guess, like a wallpaper from YouTube or something on it, place it on your desk, and it's a very convenient, very cool looking little thing. And also because it's just so convenient to have it charging all the time, especially since the Switch 2 dies so quickly, and the fact that you can be charging all the time with this, it is so easy to AFK Fortnite and just level up all day long while I'm playing something else. It's a game changer really for me. Obviously, I got this product for free as a sponsored video. However, I am actually considering buying additional versions of it for myself to put in the back room once I get the office finished, just because of how easy it would be to transfer the Switch room to room to room. And also, once again, I've mentioned before, I travel a lot. I currently live in El Paso, Texas. I'm from Lexington, Kentucky. I go back home a lot. So it'd be really convenient just to have, you know, this little portable dock there waiting for me instead of having to buy a $100 Nintendo Switch 2 official dock. Because let's be real, unless your official dock breaks, you don't need to buy a second official dock from them. At $29.99, it is currently on sale. Its normal price is $49.99. It is such a steal in comparison to the actual official Nintendo Switch 2 dock, because it has all the features except for the LAN connection, although you can buy a separate LAN model. However, mine here is just the regular model. One thing I really appreciate about a lot of these newer tech companies that are coming out is that they are no longer just trying to penny and dime us. They're kind of trying to give us an actually really great product for the best price that they can, and it feels like Antank has done that all over with this thing. Now, over the last couple years, I have been partnering a lot with a company called Fifine, and it's kind of doing the same thing in the audio space that it feels like Antank is trying to do in the actual dedicated gaming hardware space. And that is create a wonderful product that can compete with the official stuff but at a budget price point. So if I was to put this on a scale right now, I would say that the Antank S3 Max, it is the Fifine of gaming peripherals right now for the Nintendo Switch 2. One of the coolest parts of being a YouTuber is getting sponsored content, sponsored things with companies that are kind of just getting their foot in the door, being able to watch them grow. Just as I mentioned with Fifine. And over the coming years, I hope to work with Antank again, and I also hope to see them grow as a much bigger player in the space of third-party Nintendo Switch peripherals and accessories. And once again, this was a review. I'm not paid to say anything. This is my actual opinion of the product itself. So I do want to give it a number scale on what I think of it, with the number 1 being the worst and the number 10 being the official Nintendo Switch 2 dock. This is a solid 8 out of 10. It's nearly that 10 out of 10. The only things that I would change about it, and if Antank, if you're watching this entire video, the only things I would change or ask differently about it is maybe place the USB ports in the front. Because since this is being used as a third-party dock, and especially in my use case, and this might not be the use case for everybody, since I'm going to be transporting it around a lot, it would be really nice to have those USB ports in the front to make it easier to charge things, because it's kind of awkward when it's the charging cable for the Pro Controller coming out this way and around, when I could use a short, like 1-foot cable in the front at a coffee shop, for example, and charge the controller while playing. That's kind of my only real solid complaint about it. But other than that, I adore this thing. I love it. It looks beautiful. It's very well designed. It's priced very, very well. And at $30 on sale, $50 full price, you really can't complain for what it is. I genuinely would not be surprised, like if this thing were to track my time played on it, and the Switch 2 official dock also played the same time tracker, I genuinely feel like over the course of this console generation, that it's probably going to be a good 40-60 split, with about 40% of this usage of Antank for my dock usage. But at this point, I'm just rambling. So do I suggest this product? Yes, I 100% do suggest this product. If you're in the market for a third-party Nintendo Switch 2 dock, this is definitely the way to go. Don't buy an official Switch 2 dock unless your main one breaks. Don't buy any of those expensive docks online, or any of those cheaper little ones that you might find on Etsy or Alibaba, or even, I don't know, at this point they're popping up on eBay and stuff too. It's kind of crazy. This thing had lots of quality control. You can definitely tell that they took their time and cared about the product and cared about the experience they were giving you. They weren't just out to make money. And with all that being said, if you're one of my subscribers already and you watch this video, did I convince you to buy this product? Are you gonna get it? Let me know. If you just found this video because it was a review and you were considering this product, let me know if you end up getting it and what your thoughts are. And with all that being said, Antank, thank you for sending me this product. Everybody else, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, try not to die, and I'll see you in the next video.